When researching what to do in Dubai, you'll find no shortage of vlogs with suggestions that'll fit your travel style. And like you're doing now, we also spent hours trying to narrow down what we couldn't miss during our week-long visit. And with such a short amount of time to explore, we really felt the pressure to pick the things that would really highlight what Dubai has to offer. In today's video, we're going to share with you 2 of the experiences that made it to the top of our must-do list during our visit. So let's get into it by beginning our search at the official website for the Burj Khalifa. If you click on Book Tickets, you'll be able to locate all of the at-the-top package options available for you to choose from. Each package offers a different experience at a different price point, so by clicking through each, you'll be able to select the one that best suits what you want out of the experience. As you can see, prices will range from about $50 to $200 a person per package. A helpful tip we found, though, is you can book your tickets up to 4 months in advance. Doing this allowed us to prepay for our tickets, which had 2 benefits. 1, we guaranteed that the day and time slot we wanted was available, and 2, it allowed us to better budget for this very large expense. Now, no matter which package you selected, each experience begins at the same meeting point in the Dubai Mall, where you'll get in the queue that coordinates with the package you selected. Since we opted for the luxury package, after we got checked in at the counter, we were brought into a lounge to wait for the rest of the people on our time slot to get checked in. And while we waited, they offered some traditional Arabic treats. We were in the lounge for about 15 to 20 minutes before it was time to line up to begin to make our way through the lower levels of the Burj Khalifa. We were broken up into smaller groups and assigned a tour guide, who gave us a guided walking tour explaining how the Burj Khalifa was designed and built. The guided tour ended with us getting back into queues to wait for the first of 2 elevators to take us up to the 154th floor. Now, I do feel like I need to point out that because of the amount of people who are doing these experiences each day, there's a lot of controlled chaos happening all around you, and you will definitely need to be prepared for that. You should also be prepared for the elevator rides themselves, as they make sure to keep wait times as short as possible by really packing everyone in. After a quick first elevator ride, we arrived and were put in queue again to wait for the second elevator to take us all the way up to the 154th floor. As each group arrived on the 154th floor, the welcome staff explained that we were free to move between the 3 levels as we wished, and to reach the lower 2 levels, we would do so by using the staircases directly behind the lounges. Each lounge has large viewing windows as well as staff that will be happy to get you your drink of choice. Each level also offers various viewing alcoves to ensure you have the best possible views of the stunning city lights below. The 153rd and 152nd floor lounges are identical and where you will find all of the included snacks and treats. The main difference between the lower two floors is the outdoor viewing area is located on the 152nd. We booked our time slot to coincide with sunset, and getting to see the stunning views as the sun set and then again once the nighttime lights of Dubai came on was truly amazing. Once we were ready to leave, we were put back on the elevator and set down to the 148th floor lounge. This is the highest floor the premium package guests have access to, and we briefly walked around to see what it offered. Back in the elevator we went to be sent down to the 124th floor. This level was so crowded that we really didn't explore it. Instead, we immediately got in a very long line to wait for the elevator to take us back down to the mall level. When trying to sum up my overall feelings about this experience for the video, I felt a little conflicted. So first I want to say the views alone make any of the offered packages worth going, especially if you do it at sunset like we did. However, being honest, I think improvements could be made on the way that guests are taken up and brought back down from the various levels. But hey, that's just my opinion, and we would definitely love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. We want to know, is visiting the Burj Khalifa on your Dubai bucket list? If so, which package option are you considering? Did this video maybe make you reconsider your choice? Well, as you think all that over, let's switch gears and move on to the other excursion that made it to our must-do list. For us, Dubai is not only about the thriving modern city we saw from the top of the Burj Khalifa, but also the sand and wide open spaces that lay beyond it. And since we wanted to see both, we used Viator to help us plan our next excursion. And after reviewing all the different options available, we decided to go with the desert safari offered by Ammar Tours. were picked up outside our hotel and then made our way to pick up the other 2 couples that would be joining us on our group tour. We spent the next 45 minutes getting to know each other as we made our way outside of the city to this roadside attraction park. Once you arrive, you have the chance to use the restroom, ride on an ATV, see some camels, and people watch, as this place is a constant hub of action. Now, Steve and I had opted out of the ATV riding portion of the trip, but both other couples in our group had opted in, so Steve and I hung out in the shade and waited while they headed out on their guided group tour. Once they were back, we piled into the car, headed out into the sand to do a little dune bashing.
Now it's fading away. Na, 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 yeah. Na, 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 na,
He left the stabilizer off so you can see how bad it really is.
Can I crack the window to put my selfie stick outside? My 360?
I wish I could say that this video does justice to the experience, but it really doesn't. We had so much fun bumping, bouncing, and sliding our way through the dunes that all of us in the car were a constant ball of part laughter and part awe. After about 30 minutes, we parked at the top of a dune so we could all get out, take photos, sand sled, and watch the other various vehicles slide through the sand and dunes as we had just done ourselves. We spent close to an hour with our feet in the sand before taking a much more relaxed route and pace back to the roadside attraction park so our guide could clean the sand out of the engine and reinflate the tires. After that, we were back on the paved road to enjoy the sunset as we made the 30-minute ride to the desert camp for dinner. As our tour guide walked us into camp, he explained where everything was located and showed us to our seats. He then offered to escort anyone who would like to ride a camel back out of camp, but Steve and I opted to stay behind so we could explore before it got too crowded. The focal point of camp was the large center stage and the 360-degree seating that surrounded it, providing everyone with a great view. Along the outer edge of camp, you could find restrooms, a drink station, 2 buffet food tents, and the grill where they offered chicken, lamb, and fish. Also included in the tour was your chance to have a small henna tattoo done by a local artist. It was really amazing to see just how quickly and expertly she could apply the henna to make beautiful designs. Once all the various tour groups had arrived, we were asked to find our seats, and the show began. They kicked it off with these traditional Arabic dancers. Their costumes were really beautiful, but when the lights went out, they got even more mesmerizing. Fire dancers were next to take the stage, and they did not disappoint with their death-defying show. There was a short intermission after the fire show that allowed everyone to get through the buffet lines. Sadly, I seem to have lost my footage of the food, but they easily had 20 side dishes to choose from, so don't worry about not finding something you'll enjoy. Even the pickiest of eaters should have plenty to eat. After everyone was back in their seats, the show resumed with a belly dancer, and she had no trouble holding everyone's attention, even with full plates of food in front of them. Thus, the entire experience was well worth the $55 a person price tag. And before I wrap up this video with some final thoughts, I thought I would share with you some of the other photos that we have from both experiences. Dubai truly is a beautiful place, whether you're experiencing it from the top of the world's tallest building or out in the middle of the desert. and we would definitely recommend seeing if you can fit both of these experiences into your budget and itinerary. But don't worry, if you're wondering if there are more affordable things to do, we've got you covered in next week's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next week, this is us wishing you happy travels.